Imagine a moonlit desert night in 1942. The silence of the North African desert stretches for miles, broken only by the distant sound of engines moving slowly through the sand. 18 SAS jeeps move across the desert, loaded with heavy machine guns and ammunition. No bombers in the sky, no fighter cover above them. Just a small group of soldiers with unbelievable courage, driving straight toward a heavily guarded German airfield. Their target? The Luftwaffe base at Sidi Haneish. The mission sounds almost insane. Drive straight into the airfield and destroy as many German aircraft as possible before the enemy can react. No backup, no air support, just speed, surprise, and pure bravery. But this daring raid would soon become one of the boldest operations of the entire Second World War. Mounted on each jeep are powerful Vickers K machine guns. These guns were originally designed for aircraft, built for incredible speed and rapid fire. Now they are mounted onto fast-moving jeeps, turning them into deadly desert gun platforms. The weapons are loaded with tracer rounds, glowing bullets that streak through the darkness, lighting up the night sky and guiding the gunners toward their targets. The jeeps move in total blackout, their lights switched off as they navigate through mines, rocks, and endless dunes of sand. For hours they drive through the desert night, guided only by the pale glow of the full moon above them. But that same moon, helping them see the path, also risks exposing their movement to enemy patrols. Inside the vehicles, tension slowly rises. Each soldier knows one thing: once the attack begins, there will be no easy escape. The German airfield is getting closer now. Suddenly, in the distance, runway lights flare on. A bomber is preparing to land. For the SAS raiders, this is the perfect moment. Lieutenant David Stirling raises his flare gun and fires a green flare into the night sky. That single flash of green light is the signal. Instantly, the jeeps accelerate. They snap into a tight V formation, charging straight onto the runway at full speed. German soldiers freeze in confusion. They expected aircraft landing on the runway, not a group of heavily armed jeeps racing directly toward them. Before anyone can react, the Vickers machine guns roar to life. Tracer rounds streak across the night like lines of fire cutting through the darkness. The first targets, parked Junkers U-52 transport planes. Within seconds, the aircraft are shredded by machine gun fire. Fuel tanks ignite. Flames explode across the runway. Next, the famous Stuka dive bombers. The SAS gunners sweep their weapons across the airfield, firing relentlessly. One after another, the aircraft burst into flames. Then come the Messerschmitt Bf-109 fighters, some of Germany's best warplanes. But tonight, they stand helpless on the ground. The machine guns tear through engines, wings, and fuel lines. One fighter after another, destroyed in seconds. Amid the chaos, Paddy Mayne drives his jeep directly toward a large bomber parked near the runway. He jumps out, runs toward the aircraft, quickly plants an explosive charge, then dives back into the jeep, just as the bomber erupts in a massive explosion behind him. Now the entire airfield is chaos. 68 machine guns firing non-stop. The SAS jeeps circle the base again and again, raining bullets across the runway. Planes explode one after another. Ammunition stores ignite, sending bright flashes into the night sky. Fuel dumps catch fire, creating massive towers of flame, visible for miles across the desert. In less than 15 minutes, the damage is staggering. More than 40 German aircraft destroyed or heavily damaged. For Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, this is a devastating blow. the Luftwaffe suddenly loses a huge part of its air power in North Africa. But the fight isn't over yet. German gunners finally recover from the shock and begin firing back. Bullets ricochet off the armored jeeps as the SAS drivers weave through burning wreckage. One jeep takes a direct hit and is disabled in the middle of the airfield. Lance Bombardier Robeson is killed during the raid, the only casualty of the entire operation. But even now, the attack continues, relentless, fast, unstoppable. Finally, Lieutenant Stirling fires another flare into the sky. This one signals withdrawal. The mission is complete. Instantly, the jeeps break formation and race back into the darkness of the desert. Behind them, the airfield is still burning. German troops are too shocked and too disorganized to launch an immediate pursuit. For hours afterwards, the fires continue burning across the base, lighting up the desert night. The cost for the SAS was small. Only one man lost his life, but the impact of the raid was enormous. The German Air Force in the region suddenly finds itself without dozens of aircraft it cannot quickly replace. Allied supply lines across North Africa finally gained breathing room, allowing crucial reinforcements and supplies to reach the front. Almost overnight, the raid becomes legendary. Stories spread among Allied troops about the incredible attack carried out by a handful of daring soldiers. The name SAS becomes known across the battlefield, and the legend of the Phantom Major begins to grow. The raid proved a powerful lesson in warfare. Speed, surprise, and bold planning can allow small teams to defeat far larger forces. These gun-mounted jeeps showed the world that even a small group of determined soldiers could strike deep behind enemy lines and change the course of a battle. Decades later, the raid on Sidi Haneish is still remembered as one of the most daring special operations of the Second World War. If this story amazed you, make sure to like the video and subscribe to British Blitz Weapons for more hidden stories from history. Turn on notifications so you never miss our next episode. And tell us in the comments which SAS mission should we cover next. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Your support helps keep these incredible stories alive. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp.